Good morning, guys. It's a beautiful day here in Dubai. Thought I'd take you outside instead of keeping you in-house. So, I want to answer the question, is it possible to trade for a living? And what's it like being a full-time trader? Well, last week I returned to trading stocks full-time, guys. I announced it here on YouTube and on the chat room as well. Trading full-time means it comes at a cost. The cost doesn't have to be necessarily money, but emotional and psychological and physical in most cases, even though we're just clicking buttons. Now, a lot of people think they're ready for this life because, they're making money with small capital. But what happens when it comes to the big capital, which is, of course, the final, goal is to go large and make big capital. It's like I did the last 3 days. 30,000 in this place will last you about 10 months to 12 months if you spend responsibly. Of course, just to live a decent life, pay your bills. And by the way, guys, 3 days I haven't been here, even though I just live back there. 3 days. Okay? 3 days I haven't been able to walk up here, even though I live here. Just walking distance, 60 seconds walking distance. That is the cost of being a trader. That is the cost of being a full-time trader, because you're emotionally invested. You're physically invested. You have to be there, watching the charts, watching everything, making sure, you're reading things correct. And every 2 minutes, you're coming out with a different alternative. If you should, hold on, if you should close, if you should increase your position, if you should increase your stop loss, if you should increase your take profit. That in itself takes a toll on you guys. And I don't think a lot of people are ready for this. Yes, I taught you how to scalp. I taught you how to day trade, the in and out strategy. But I made some questionable trades. Those questionable trades you will have to take eventually if you want to make the big sums. On Amazon, I had to hold through the earnings. On Meta, I had to hold through the earnings. On Microsoft, I had to hold through the earnings. And these were questionable trades. There's a 50-50 chance on that, but I put an extra 1% on my side because I like to think of myself as a good analyst, and I read between the lines and, of course, look back to history. And that's what gave me the confidence to hold through. And that's what really made majority of the funds that I pulled from the market in 3 days. So when it comes time to it, guys, you'll be in that position. But keep in mind, are you ready to not be on that side, to be on the loser side, to be clawing back your losses? Because I know many people, they go into the markets, they make money, they give back majority of it. Now they don't have the buying power to continue. They get discouraged and done. So you don't want to go full time. You don't want to be doing this full time and taking those big hits, and then suddenly you have to go looking for a job. And now you're too old to look for a job. See, that is the problem with going full time. So my advice is, you have to have at least 6 figures to even $500,000, guys, in stacked profits for you to say, I'm ready for the markets full time. Because reality is, you're not going to be able to do this when you have limited funds. And actually, it will be very stressful when you have limited funds and you're relying on making this money, to feed your kids and whatnot. So at the start, make sure to do this for fun, but also learn. A lot of you using lower capital. What I made in the 30,000, it's not going to be the same amounts you're going to make. Everybody has their own growth. Everybody has their own ideas of how much they should make. If you have 1,000 trading account, 100 to 200 is pretty good. I mean, that's amazing. 5,000, of course, on the leverage, 1,000 to 2,000. If you pull that in a week, that's pretty good. On 6 figures, with no leverage, you could be making big bucks as well. But at the same time, guys, you have to have this unlimited amount of cash if you want to take big risks. And I know a lot of you who follow these online forums, stock forums, you're involved in an activity which it's like, you gotta understand everybody's there for their own interest. Just like the analysts that put out these data and news about specific stocks, Not a single stock I traded had positive news. Even Amazon itself, there was negativity about it. But I understood these guys, they put out information so they can bring the prices down, so they can buy back cheaper. And when you understand that, sometimes you can bet against them, guys. Because everybody's against each other in this industry. You gotta understand that. You can be short and I can be long. You know, we are not trading the same way, unfortunately. This is stocks in general. You're gonna have to make these ballsy decisions in order to reap the reward. And those ballsy decisions, of course, come after experience in the market. Don't think you got experience after 2 years. 2 years, I was still struggling in the markets. So, being a full-time trader means a lot of things. It means you have to be able to go through the emotional roller coasters. Are you willing to not sleep at night and take a 2-hour sleep and wake up? Are you willing to, go through the emotional roller coaster? Are you willing to be in a position where you could potentially lose and then you have to put in more money so you can recoup it? That is what it's like to be a full-time trader. It's not a joke. It's a dream, but it's a dream that can be fulfilled if you're strategic about how you do things. It's very difficult to come out here and say I'm a full-time trader when you have nothing to show for it, because then you're not a full-time trader. You're just somebody who's trying to make it, right? You're not a full-time trader. A full-time trader, by my definition, is somebody who's made enough and is now doing this for real, for a living. Like the 30,000, I can live here for 10 months, 12 months comfortably. But of course, we're not done, right? I can rent this yacht out for a whole day, bring a bunch of friends, right? And I go back home and make the money again. That's the full-time trader. But going back home to make the money again means it will be at a cost. It means I can't come here for another 48 hours because I'm going to be stuck focused on the screens, going through the roller coasters, the emotional roller coaster, everything that comes with trading, all the baggages, and I could be on the wrong side. And now I'm stuck for another 2 weeks trying to recoup. See? And maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. Now, yes, you can say, well, I'm not going to go through that gambling side. I'm going to go through the small and slow and steady growth. Sure, you can do that, but you will burn out. And when you find yourself making money and it's now slow, you're going to overexpose yourself, and that's when the emotions kick in. That's when it gets difficult. See, all of these things you don't hear about, guys. I'm here to deliver it to you. With that being said, I'll see you guys very soon, and maybe I'll see you here one day. All right? See you guys. Bye.